Hey everyone, welcome, hopefully, as long as we've got all our ducks in a row, to REP or REP, the Robotic Esports Productions. This is a little side pet project of Shaur and I. For right now, it's going to cover just additional RoboMasters content. So this will be things like tonight, where we do some RMUC English commentary. We're also thinking about doing some post-competition day recaps, maybe talk about any of the drama that goes down there. There somehow seems to be drama every year, Shaur. There's something.
Yeah, I mean, what is it if not for the drama, in Roman Masters? But yeah, like Preston was saying, this is our own personal passion project. We're just kind of like we decided we wanted to do more outside of what's on the RMNA channel, and perhaps even branch out outside of Roman Masters if possible. And so yeah, we were like, we're addicted to the grind here. So why don't we get a place where we can continue to be addicted to the grind, kind of by ourselves, and be able to kind of start practicing a bit more and doing a bit more outside of the community and for the community.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. And if you guys are tuned in and you're watching stuff and you think of things that you wish we would cover, this is also a place where we can cover more than just RoboMasters. I know in the past, Shaur's done streaming of like esport events like Melee and Smash Bros. I've covered other combat robotics events, like some beetle weight and ant weight combat robotics through A&M and around there. So it's a place where hopefully we can combine just kind of all things nerdy, see where it takes us, see where it goes.
Yeah, absolutely. Incredibly excited though to get into some of this RMUC content. We're going to be covering the Southern Regionals today, right? The South Division Regional, I think, is the exact term for it.
Yeah, we're gonna cover a couple of games from the South region today. They are in the thick of it. They've finished a full week of matches, so we have unlimited amounts of RMUC matches pretty much to cover. So we'll see how Shaur and I's work weeks look this week to see how many RMUC matches we go with. But tonight we've got a couple queued up. You ready to dive on in?
I am so ready, Preston.
All right, chat. If you will let us know, or Shaur, when we first switch over, if you want to mute your mic and use your phone to make sure our audio sounds good, we'll take a peek. All right, RMUC South Division. Here we go. Just a reminder, this is super unofficial, co-streamed English commentary. I know our faces are also the faces you see for official RoboMasters North America content. This is not that. Hence, all of our unofficial REP branding. Very much so chill. Oh my goodness. That might be... Every year I think the robots can't look any more professional, can't look any cleaner. That's a crazy looking hero.
Yeah, I think that all the robots, at least in RMUC, I feel like the robots, I have the opposite take than you do. I think that it's always looking kind of crazy in the RMUC's style. I get to see a bunch of really interesting robots. We've seen some weird linear actuators. We've seen some really strange gimbals and other kinds of philosophies there. But I hope that they get, I want to see this hero again. I guess we're not going to look at it anytime soon then. My bad, actually, guys. I really wish that I could get to see it more, but we're not allowed to yet.
Okay, if I spoke, can you use Google Lens right now? Can you lens this screen?
Yeah, let me Google Lens it right now.
This is awesome. I love that they're doing team profiles. If you really are going to Google Lens it, I'll just freeze frame right here.
I am really going to Google Lens.
All right, sick.
I'm pulling it up right now to Google Lens.
But I think this is awesome. This is something that I think could be really fun to do for RMNA. Not for all of the teams. Sorry, all of the teams. We will not have time. And then our poor producers will die trying to shuffle through 26 different team profiles. Hey, thanks for the follow.
Matt Armour just followed.
I think that's my brother. That's so sweet of you. Thank you.
Nice. All right, team profile here is Foshan University, 2023 Southern Division top 16 for 2024. 2023 they got top 16, 2024 they got top 32. They are down to earth, never give up, dare to think and act, lion-like style. And then this is basically listing all the people that are on the team. So we have like the representatives on the left, and what they're actually running. So the hero is the second one. The third robot is the engineer. The fourth one is the infantry. Fifth one's the infantry. On the right side, it's who's actually doing them. Very, very cool stuff. I like that a lot. Tells you exactly who is running with what robot. Pretty sick.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I mean, Shaur, I bet we could do that for the top 8, like for the teams that make it into knockouts.
Top 8.
We can make a little profile card of each team, I know that you've been cooking up their stats, so we might be able to put things like is shown here, where we put their previous best finish, years competed in RMNA, etc.
And that second screen that it went to actually showed how many red cards, yellow cards, and other violations they had during the competition, which was really funny.
Heck yeah,
I would love to do that too. Throw that in there a little bit. You know, can't let the teams get too excited.
Oh my goodness.
Look at these robots.
All right, so
wow.
it's RMUC. We gotta adjust back. I love how many teams have switched over to the vacuum system. That's what you can see here. They're gonna use suction to pick up those cubes. They're no longer using the claws. The suction need a lot less precision and accuracy. You just have to get that suction cup somewhere on a flat face of the cube. Previously, when you use the pincher claw, you have to make sure your tines go in between the blocks. Which can take a lot longer. You have to go a lot slower to line that up properly. Excuse me, is that man using does he have a vacuum for projectiles? Yes, he does.
It looks like he does, and actually, we need to write that down and steal that, because picking up balls off the field, I don't know if anyone has done any kind of or I don't know, Preston, if you've ever volunteered to do some of the pickups there. It takes forever.
Yeah.
It takes forever. It was one of the first things I did as a volunteer in Robomaster North America, and it's so much effort to just pick them all up. I think a vacuum would go a long way. I'm gonna talk to the rest of the operators and see if we can maybe purchase a couple of those and save a ton of time for us.
Yeah, the drones are massive. The drones, if you're not as familiar with RMUC, these drones are about 1 meter by 1 meter, and they can hold up to 500 projectiles. A lot of these, I mean, you're gonna see some hexcopters with six propellers. You're gonna see some like double quadcopters where it has 4 spots where propellers go, but there'll be a propeller on the top and the propeller on the bottom. So it's very, very impressive. The drones are just, I mean, it's kilograms of mass, pounds of projectiles that they're launching in that 30-second window. And so when you're thinking about a drone and trying to keep nice auto leveling and stability so that because you've got 2 pilots, 1 driver, 1 gunner. And when your gunner is there, you want to keep it nice and stable, but there's a one-way communication and you're losing a lot of mass, and so you've got to keep that stability very nice. It's actually a larger challenge than you might think, especially with that large of a drone. I mean, I know A&M's drone runs 4 batteries. It's huge. I mean, it's a big, most of them are carbon fiber. I mean, it's an expensive undertaking, both physically and like also game-wise. So it takes a lot of in-game currency to be able to launch an airstrike.
Yeah, absolutely. Well said, Preston. I wanted to point out here as well, looking at the rest of these robots, you know, we're used to seeing heroes, we're used to seeing sentries.
Sentry
and
massive?
standard. But look at how, yeah, exactly. Look how tall that sentry is. It is.
There we go.
It is huge. And it is looking around. It's ready to fire. This is the red sentry on the GIRT side. Their sentry, very tall sentry. It looks like it only has 1 barrel on it though, so not the double firing sentry we're used to seeing like UW sentry or other ones, but more so going to be firing at the rate of like a level 10 standard as opposed to that. Is that an auto turret? Yes, the sentries are automatic entirely. There is no teleoperation for them at all. It is completely 100% autonomous.
Yeah, really impressive. All the students, I mean, you'll see it in North America and China. Shaur, I know both of our teams have successfully, I believe, implemented that computer vision to allow their robots to automatically detect and launch projectiles at enemy robots. It's really, I mean, it's flabbergasting. A quick run through of the bots. So bot number 1, so the robot you see with the number 1 on it is the hero robot. It launches 42mm projectiles. That's about the size of golf balls. They do like 100 damage per hit to another enemy robot, and they do way more damage, I think 200 damage to buildings and structures. So they're really built to take down outposts and bases. Robot number 2 is the engineer bot. It plays a support role. It can gather gold in-game currency for the other bots, allowing them to purchase more virtual projectiles, call in airstrikes, launch cross-court darts at one another. This game is absolutely wild. Both Robot 1 and 2 and 3 are all driven first-person view, keyboard and mouse, typically from cameras on the bot. So Standard 3, Standard 4, and Standard 5 are all 17mm projectile launching robots. That's about the size of a paintball, but they're made out of rubber, and they glow in the dark, helping you see them in the actual game. And then, as pointed out, the Sentry bot, which has a picture of a turret on the panel, is completely autonomous, so it's full self-driving, it's fully automated robot detection, tracking, projectile planning, launching, and then also strategy, right? So we're going to talk a lot about not only, okay, can the robot drive forward and launch projectiles at other robots, but does it know when it should turn around? Like, does it have a health threshold where it should run away? Things you're trying to teach, like, you know, other humans playing video games is tough to be like, okay, like, you should back off now, you're about to die, okay, you're dead now, that was fun. But you have to teach it to a robot, which is way harder.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna circle back around actually real quick, Preston, on one of the things you said. So this particular match is going to be 5v5 because it's a regional. So we're going to see 2 standards. It's going to be 3 and 4. We're going to see the second robot, which is engineer. We're going to see the first robot, which is hero. And as the countdown's coming down, the bases are closing. We're about to get right into this match after referee system initialization. Many people are familiar with this screen. We see it at RMNA. We see it in RMUC.
That's a good reminder. Thanks for that call out, Char. I forgot that for regionals, we're not in the full 7v7.
4, 3, 2, 1, and we're off. GIRT versus Foshan University.
Alright, both teams pushing up. The engineer taking a really odd path here on the blue side. Went up the road. Oh, my goodness, they've changed the map from last year.
Yep. All the cubes are actually on the top now, so you have to get into the thick of it, and the engineer is being targeted, it looks like, on both sides.
The drone for the blue team in the air really early, launching a fair amount of projectiles here towards the outpost. That's an interesting strategy. I mean, they're hitting a pretty good percentage. Here we're in the pilot seat of the gunner for this drone. Pretty good accuracy, but first blood comes across for the blue side. Quickly retaliated, though, with GIRT taking out the red standard 3 and blue standard 4. Excuse me. The drone for the blue team continue to lay down a pretty good amount of suppressive fire. See a couple hero shots going across.
I think it's interesting, actually, to use your drone this early. It kind of makes sense that you don't have a dart available in the 5v5 format. There's no darts on either side. They have to be able to use something else in order to do that damage to the outpost.
The sentry taken down for the blue team. GIRT is in a really good spot here, in my opinion. I mean, outpost health is pretty well tied up, but the experience lead that GIRT has and then getting that sentry down is pretty influential.
Yeah, absolutely, Preston. We're also seeing now that the drone on the blue team's coming back to do some more damage to that outpost. Seems to have gotten caught on a wire.
The drone?
Oh, I guess it is wired.
Yeah, it always stays on a wire. That's a safety feature just in case the drone falls. They can hoist it up. But it's taken about 2/3 of the outpost health down. It's pretty good. But the hero for GIRT doing quick work as they finally take down the blue outpost. Don't leave me hanging with 70 hit points left.
One more hero shot will do it. 7 standard shots will do it. Anything will do it.
It'll be 14, I believe, of the standard shots, right? Don't they do half damage to a base or an outpost?
Yes, they do. They do. Oh, you're right. They do 5 damage instead of 10. Oh, we're seeing the health chip away. Can they get all the way there?
You know, the thing that our blue team has going for them this round is they gained so much early in-game gold. We saw their engineer make it out with 2 or 3 gold cubes at once. They've got a 300 gold lead to spend.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're seeing that the amount of projectiles available for both are still pretty even. So that's going to be the money-making deciding factor here. Oh, and Red Standard 3 taken out. Unable to close it out on the outpost so far. The blue team is still in this. Can very easily bring this back with that gold advantage, like you were mentioning, Preston. With 636 gold to 154. Their engineer is putting in a lot of work. Here comes the drone again from the blue team. Foshan University.
Red team trying to make it back with 2 more gold cubes. That'll even up the gold lead. The level, I mean, the XP across both standards here is fairly even.
That outpost taking a little bit less damage because it's no longer spinning the armor plates. After a certain amount of time, the armor plates are no longer spinning. This means that the damage it takes is less overall. But the blue team is actually going to knock out the outpost first with their drone.
If you're the drone pilot, you should do a little bit of chip damage to the base right now. This is a regional competition. We can treat it a lot more like a North American comp. That chip damage to the base is, there it is. And now the drone pilot takes that advice. It's like he's listening to our stream, Shaur.
I think they're just really talented, Preston, and you and I could also do it, is what I'm hearing. You and I would be perfect in this scene. But yeah, the drone opting to first take out that red hero 1 and then start putting chip damage on the base. I think that's a good idea. You know, you want to keep the red hero 1 out as long as possible. It's been taking a lot of damage anyways. Get it to keep it lower, and it's the only thing that can one-shot your outpost, right? Everything else will have to take a couple more shots on it, at least 6 more shots for every other kind of robot. And red team's drone, GIRT's drone, just never shown up.
Blue hero in the middle right here. Got 5 projectiles. Has an open alley, but he's taken out so quickly by the red team. He sat there for ages lining up the shot, and now he's taken out. Blue standard 3 gets the return kill, and now with the drone as overhead cover fire, both standards making a push. But until they get the sentry, I believe, for the red team down, those barriers will stay up, protecting the lower armor panels of the base. So that top armor panel is exposed, which will allow for drone projectiles and some long-range hero shots, and maybe even some long-range standard projectiles. But their standards can't really Zerg rush the base until they get that sentry down, which is what Standard 4 appears to be working on now.
There also seems to be Red Standard 4 has been knocked out in the center for a while now. I know we haven't really called it out yet, so I was just going to bring it up now. But okay, so here comes the red team now trying to push the blue team out entirely. But that drone is laying just so much fire back onto them.
Yeah, now that they have that base health point advantage, our blue team really can play defensively for 1 minute and 30 seconds. They don't have to push harder. They can just play defense. If they can keep Team GIRT on the red side of the map, that'll be plenty. Those are beautiful VTMs. Are these just the new VTMs?
These are the new VTMs.
Oh my word.
We are
DJI is
going to get them next year.
DJI is flexing on everybody in the drone world. So I'm going to take a second. And remember, this is not our DJI sponsored stream. We have a DJI sponsored stream. And check that one out too. RMNA, RoboMasters North America. It's the best. But... oh, as they call in a little supply drop, how fancy. But oh my stinking goodness. DJI's digital FPV goggles for their drones now are phenomenal. I was trying them out with a buddy this year. It's gorgeous. And the VTMs really showcase that as well. That is ridiculously high quality footage, first person view.
Oh, red team gets the instant revive on their hero as they're getting knocked out, and it's going to maybe sneak around the rest of the blue team. It isn't quite able to get around yet. Oh, blue standard 4, blue standard 3 have seen it, are chasing it back down. In chat, we have Knight Matte Armor. Why doesn't red use their drone? Preston, what would you think red's doing with their drone over there? Is it not capable of moving? Or are they just choosing not to? I know they don't have any gold currently, so it's not able to be used.
They don't have any gold currently, but they've had just as much as the blue team. The red hero takes out the outpost. If he lands one shot, oh my goodness. Wow. The red hero tried to unironically make the hero play there at the end. Was able to take down the blue outpost. If he had landed one full court shot, he could have had a buzzer beater basketball style finish.
Almost got there.
He almost did. Yeah, why didn't the red team use their drone? There's a couple reasons that it could be. Remember, in regional competitions, a lot of these teams are competing with robots that have varying levels of functionality. Both of these teams put up a great... hey, thanks for the follow. Put up a great demonstration. Like, these teams fought really well. You can see how even the stats are here. Moving down the stats list for our non-Chinese readers... well, let's move up from the bottom. The smaller number is...
the Google Translate.
Thank you. 42mm projectiles fired, and then standard projectiles fired. So 50 and 619 for red, and 3 and 2649 for blue. Moving up one row, it's team kills. So 8 kills for the red team, 10 kills from the blue team. Above that should be total damage dealt. And then above that was probably damage dealt to structures. Money.
It's a amount of money accumulated because the engineer, unlike the North American competition where we don't currently have an engineer in the actual 3v3 format, RMUC, the only way to get econ is to have the engineer rush it back and forth. You don't get the econ every couple of minutes like you do in RMNA/RMUL, which makes it a lot more. You need to invest more into your actual resource gathering.
Yeah, the MVP from that round, blue standard 4. Good KDA, 1100 total damage dealt, 23% accuracy percentage. Really impressive. That's a cool looking standard too. That does not look anything like, your typical standard that you'll see. I like the wheels that they have. It's very tall. It's very small in a footprint.
Interesting thing on the stat screen there, Preston. Our rep logo is covering it, but there was another section that was number of times the terrain was crossed. I'm assuming in order to imply like going to the opponent's side, maybe for some reason. That's a stat they're now tracking on this. I don't think they have before.
Just doing laps. I love it.
Just doing laps. Yeah. That team actually only got one.
It's not a vacuum. It's a fan.
A fan gripper. Is that not a vacuum essentially, but backwards?
Okay, yeah, it's a backwards vacuum. But yeah, so 9 man in armor. I don't know if the drone just wasn't functional, or maybe probably that's what I would guess. I would guess that it wasn't at a functionality state where they wanted to pull it out. Although, I mean, famously in 2019, TDT hid their drone until they got all the way to finals, and then they pulled it out in one finals with just the drone. It was awesome and big-brained. That way no one could change the rules on them before they got there. But what I wanted to point out there about the blue standards was that they had made such a small base that you're now going to be worried about tipping and the moment that you'll generate by accelerating and decelerating. And so they've accounted for that. They have basically like little wheelie wheels, like you might see on like a trick bike for motorsports and stuff, preventing them from tipping over and allowing them to kind of pop back if they need to and pop a wheelie. So keep an eye out for that in today's round. This is what it looks like. We didn't actually get to see it in the game, but this is what the base looks like when it opens up. So it mechanically will open when certain criteria are met for each team, allowing ground robots to have much easier access to the armor panels.
Yeah, on top of that also, just look at the whole field here. One thing we haven't really talked about much is that the field is a lot larger than the RMNA field we might be used to for those of us joining us from the North American region. This field is absolutely massive. There's a lot of room to cover. We see the robots are a lot smaller. They're not actually different sizes than the North American teams. They're just that much smaller in comparison to the field. We're going to have a quick ref timeout, it looks like. Hopefully it resolves quickly and we can continue forward with the match. It seems like they're going to be doing that. Yeah, GIRT versus Foshan University, round 2, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The bases have closed, and we're off to the races.
Alrighty, GIRT versus Foshan. We'll see if Foshan's able to turn it around. If GIRT is able to turn around, excuse me. They had a really close call there at the end of their match, and they had a good beginning. Really, the middle is where they fell apart. Seemed like they didn't really know what to do to be able to turn the tide, to be able to kind of bring it back. Same strategy coming out of Foshan, though.
Yeah, I think two things would help them here. One, that standard 4 doesn't, knock itself over again, and they're not down a robot, as well as, they need to get their own drone into this. With the Foshan University drone doing a ton of outpost damage, being able to lay on suppressive fire, and we're about to see, but they are aware of it this time. They are firing back at it.
There's a dart coming across. There we go. A little low and a little high. Oh my goodness, so close from Foshan University on their darts.
Foshan also has no currency currently. Their engineer has not made it back yet with that Q. It's on its way, but it looks like it's struggling a little, Preston, to pick up that next Q.
Yeah, Foshan is really having a bit of a tough time this round. They're going to get a lot of gold. The drone is offline, that's correct.
Yeah, the drone is down. It has been put out of commission, which means that they've lost the main advantage I think they had last round, Preston, was that drone. That drone was keeping the outpost health going down. That drone was keeping them with suppressive fire. It was allowing them to stay in GIRT's zone.
Oh my goodness.
Now GIRT can move around a bit better.
GIRT flipped another robot.
I think it's the same one. I think that's still red standard.
This is a driver issue. This is 100% a driver issue. Like,
I can see Red Standard 3. The hero is knocking out 42 MM projectiles onto the blue outpost here. Foshan University losing its health there.
Red Standard 3 trying to see if he can flip the other robot over. It's not gonna work.
Oh, they're close. They're close. It almost got there.
That's a very tough.
Oh, they're still trying. Oh, it picked itself back up. It's back. Red Standard 4 is back into the match here.
Oh my
Holding a
goodness.
Purdue.
So goofy. Oh, a cool view from the engineer as they score the points. So not only do they have to get the cubes from the center, then they have to deposit the cube into a cube-shaped receptacle, which I know is very odd to think about, but they have to put the box in a very similarly shaped box, kind of like a baby toy. And then that box is at a weird angle, so it's a very challenging baby toy. As our blue team continue to use their standards to chip away at the outpost.
Yeah. As we saw in that engineer, the box actually changes positions, like the receptacle box changes positions based on the level of difficulty that the driver chooses.
Red Standard 4 coming back out. I'm going to interrupt you because Red Standard 4 and Blue Standard 3 are engaged in a fierce battle there. Are they both going to make it out? Did I interrupt you for nothing? Blue Standard 3 does make it out with 10 health remaining.
Blue Standard 3 also knocked out the outpost there. Red outpost is again down. The sentry is still alive, which means that they still have their base completely protected. But we'll see how long that stays for. We saw this is the same situation we were in last round, Preston. Foshan just has a lead at this point.
That was unfortunate for GIRT. Red Standard 4 ran out of projectiles. He was probably just a couple projectiles short of being able to take out Blue Standard 3. Unfortunately for them, they lost the objective and the battle, so Blue Standard 3 was able to get the objective and get out. Really bad news for Team GIRT.
Bad news bears indeed for Team GIRT. Team GIRT is still playing on the back foot here. It looks like their robot fell over again, and this time the engineer is trying to push it back.
He needs to learn that there's a curb there. There's a ramp. If he turns right, there's a ramp.
He's not ready for that ramp ever. Poor Red Standard 4. Completely upside down. I think he keeps falling off that curb. I wish we need to go back at some point and replay, but I'm pretty sure it just keeps falling off that curb.
Keeps driving off the curb. He doesn't know about the ramp. Terrible.
That's what happens sometimes, though, guys. Sometimes you build your robot, you try your best, and it's just not
power
quite.
rune attempt.
This is a way for Red Team to get back into it if they hit this power room. No, Luthor's actually going straight for the outpost instead with the Red Hero 1. Doing massive amounts of damage. One more shot will take it. He's out of projectiles, Preston. Look at his projectile count.
And he's halfway out of health. As long as he can get out, though, that was a great push. Looks like he will. He's able to purchase more projectiles. Red Hero 1 now with 7 projectiles, 3 projectiles. That was odd. Moving back to that same position, probably. Just needs to land one more projectile on the outpost. There it is. Excellent shot.
GIRT playing with 2 robots behind, but still keeping this even. Red Hero 1, Red Standard 3 are both going to probably try and push here. That's what I would do. Oh, but Blue Standard 2 is trying to make some pot shots at the base, it looks like. Interesting strategy. Where is Blue Hero 1 in all of this? Where did he go?
Out. He's out of the game. He's pulled. They didn't field their hero, I believe.
Interesting.
Oh my goodness, GIRT is calling in a dart strike here on the base. They will use their own built self-guided darts to try and hit the base a full court away.
I think that's just the Red Hero 1 hitting the base full court away.
Yeah, but your lower left-hand corner, your lower right-hand corner, it looks like they didn't fire any darts, but their dart bay was open. But the hero was able to land a hit, and now GIRT is ahead, 4994 to 4800.
Foshan probably wishing they had fielded that hero now. A very strong asset to them last time. If they were able to get the hero back on, they could have evened this out a little bit easier. But now 2 standards is a lot harder to even the field here.
Yeah, Blue Standard 3 is getting taken down. He fires his Red Standard 3 and the Sentry for Team GIRT. That's a great kill for Team GIRT. This is going to put them in a very strong position with a minute left to go.
I love that Sentry positioning right there. I love that it's like basically I know you're going to need to come in close, try and do some damage here. And I am the objective now. If you want to get easier shots as the standard, right? You don't have the same kind of ballistic ability with the standards as you do with the hero, as you do with the dart, as you do with other kinds of robots. And so GIRT is making a play here that Foshan's not able to deliver with their standards like they would be able to if they had a hero.
GIRT's putting a lot of eggs in the basket of their hero. 15 projectiles is so expensive. But I think it's worth it. Their hero's had incredible accuracy. He's going to go back to that same position. I say that, but all of these are low. He could scoot up. There's not a lot of defense.
He's hitting some. He's hitting some. He's hit at least one.
He hit one. He hit two, I think. One just counted as a standard projectile.
He's at 3. There's 2 more shots left. 1 more shot left.
Hey, there we go. He's hitting them. It's very impressive, and it will be enough. Very well played from Team GIRT as they take round 2 in this best of 3 GIRT versus Foshan University. Excellent driving. Really, I think if the MVP is not the hero from the red team, I will riot.
I love that hero from the red team. You know who the MVP should be though? Red Standard 4. I think no one has fallen as much as Red Standard 4. That's got to be a new stat for sure.
He's just putting his team at ease, you know.
He knows they can do it without him. He's like, I got you guys. I'll be out of the way. Don't worry.
Red Hero 1 was able to make a lot of really clutch shots. We saw it at the end of that first round when he took out the outpost too little too late. But in the second game, I mean, I think he did almost all of the team's important damage. He took out the whole outpost. He did all of the base damage. The standards did a great job defending. We saw it when Blue Standard 3 and Blue Standard 4 made a push for the red team base. But look at that hero projectile count. 55 hero projectiles for Team GIRT is just unheard of, frankly.
That's what they need to do, clearly. That's how they were able to secure the win this time.
Huge gold allocation.
Huge gold allocation, but on top of that, they also made less gold overall, which means that they truly were not putting anything into those standards. So I guess it's helpful to have one standard down, actually, because you're not going to put any projectiles into it, right? Well, in this case, it kind of makes sense that they had the extra econ to really dump all those projectiles into the
They told Red Standard 4 he couldn't have any projectiles, so he just kept driving off the curb.
He decided it wasn't his game anymore. And you know what? I kind of get it. We're looking at some highlights here, and this is something I want to incorporate on the North American stream as well.
This is that moment where Blue Standard 3 takes out the outpost and Red Standard 4 runs out of projectiles. Not to be outdone, the hero for Team GIRT. There's that defensive play we talked about earlier. Just excellent play. There it is, though. The hero for Team GIRT. 2200 vital damage done. 23.6% accuracy, 55 projectiles fired. Great job. Some really good long-range shots.
Incredible long-range shots. Really enjoyed seeing that. That's one thing I really like about the RMUC style heroes, the sniping. I know some people are like, oh, sniper hero is so boring. I like sniper hero. I think it's interesting to have to specialize your robots to different types of combat, whether it be close combat or far combat, and the fact that you can specialize a hero into that is very interesting to me.
Well, and with the map changes too, so in previous years, sniper heroes would sit in the sniper zone all the way back, right, and be launching full court shots. We saw Team GIRT, I mean, he was about mid-map for most of his important moments there for the outpost. And these are the wheels. These are the little wheelie wheels I was discussing earlier.
The wheelie wheels, yeah.
Omni drive as well, which is interesting. A very unique, very small and tall standard design for Foshan University.
Kind of reminds me of like a CU style standard, you know, with like the very compact design.
That's true.
Yeah, CU, if you're in chat, hype out in chat, you know, hello, welcome.
All right, Shaur. So we got round 1 to Foshan University, round 2 to Team GIRT. Who are you taking for round 3? Who's winning the best of 3? You think it's GIRT or Foshan?
I think Foshan had an unfortunate mishap with their drone, and I don't think that's something that will happen regularly. So I think if Foshan's drone doesn't go down, it goes to Foshan, because that really truly is like it's almost guaranteed GIRT will again be down 1 standard after we've seen him drive off that ledge like 3-4 times now. Like it's almost guaranteed.
No, there's no way, dude. There's no way that the person sitting next to Red Standard 4 in the driver's room didn't like whack him on the back of the head at the end of that match.
I just think it's so funny they picked him up and he was yet again fallen at the exact same place.
There's
like,
no way.
Driver error, man. You can build the robot as well as you want. Sometimes it really is just the driver's fault.
All right, well, not even doing it for the content, but unironically, I think Team GIRT has the win. I think Foshan with no hero, I think GIRT has kind of figured out that their hero needs to cover all the heavyweight. I think they've got it. I don't think the drone...
real quick, can you pause this match real quick? Let's put a poll for people in chat, and then we'll stop it about midway through, because we have the ability. Let's go ahead and do that, right? Let me real quick grab a poll up for everyone. I also need to actually make myself a moderator on my other Twitch account.
All good. One of the other things that I noticed during round 2, yes, the gold was fairly even. I think they finished like 100 gold apart or something. But Foshan University, the gold versus time graph is significantly different. They go for the early gold cubes. They get their silver cubes later. GIRT is playing for quick silver cubes early and gold cubes later. So that translates to Foshan University having an early gold lead, and then GIRT kind of catching up as the game goes on. So even though I think GIRT will win, I still believe Foshan University will probably get the first outpost kill and maybe even a little bit of damage. But I really do believe that unless they're able to take out the sentry for Team GIRT, that you just can't keep up with a hero on the top armor panels of a base with a standard. But it does appear that Foshan University's hero is back online.
Foshan University is back online. Sadly, apparently, we're not a Twitch affiliate. I forgot that you have to be a Twitch affiliate to have points. Oh well.
One day.
Chat, just put your prediction in chat, and I'll personally remember, so that we do have the ability, we can pay you out. Anyways, we're off to the races here. Same exact kind of rollout here for both sides. Both engineers going straight to the center.
Yeah, Team GIRT making me look dumb after I just said that they don't go after the early gold cubes. But he's going to pay a little bit of a price. Blue standard 3 might do some poking.
Chat saying go GIRT.
Go GIRT. Oh, that's hilarious. Good puns. Good puns. The drone is up and functional for Team Foshan University. They are chipping away at the outpost.
But look at how much damage that Foshan University's outpost has already taken. It looks like that red hero is actually getting really involved again, trying to be the MVP yet again. All-star for GIRT over there. That hero is not to be trifled with.
The spinning panels combined with the low DPS per projectile of the drone just doesn't make the drone a prime candidate for outpost.
They are still also attacking it with their blue hero. It's just the blue hero is not quite landing the shots like the red hero is. 300 health left on the blue outpost for Foshan. Only 100. One more shot will seal the deal.
There it is.
And GIRT has the lead. I'm eating my words as I sit here.
Let's go, GIRT.
I know chat is voting for GIRT because GIRT has a really fun name. Come on, guys.
GIRT almost landed that last hero shot too. He took one. He had one projectile left. Took a shot at the base. The outpost likely to fall here in the next several seconds as Foshan University evens it up 5,000 base health to 5,000 base health. A little bit of skirmish in the back line.
University's standard 4 this time seems to be out of commission. It has a ref fault signal on top of it. I don't know if we can see it anywhere on the map, but it looks like it's completely out of commission.
Oh no!
Is it fallen behind the wall? Did you see that? I think it's fallen behind the wall over there.
Some dart shots coming across from GIRT, non-connecting. Those darts will do a huge amount of damage. I think it's at 5. I believe it's 1,000 damage per hit to the base. The sentry for Team Foshan University falling to about half health as it gets engaged in a skirmish in the back lines. Getting up close camera of Red Standard 4 engaging with that sentry, taking it very, very low. Oh, come on. Come on, Red Standard 4, redeem yourself. There it is. Red Standard 4 takes out the sentry.
The sentry on the Foshan University side. Foshan University really missing their Standard 4 right now. Completely out of commission at the moment. Unfortunate for them, but they are the first to do
melting the hero, though. The hero is unable to push up. He's got to retreat.
Foshan University also is the first to do damage to the GIRT base. GIRT has not quite capitalized on that sentry knockout yet. If they're able to make it to the blue side, there are exposed armor panels waiting for them. They're just waiting for the sweet embrace of a 42mm straight into them.
Red Standard 4 and Blue Standard 3, I believe, eliminated one another in the exact same second. They were engaged in a battle. They're now both out with the same death cooldown. The red hero trying to take shots, but under heavy fire from above.
The drone just has so much suppressed fire. It doesn't even care, though. It's just going to start taking those shots anyways. Lands one.
Double damage. Double damage.
Can we land a third? It does not have the ability to land.
And he's taken out. The drone
Taken out by the drone.
was waiting. The hero had to return to get more virtual projectiles from the base and is taken down. So 43.99 to 4,600. Foshan University versus GIRT in the red. Red standard 4, I see you going near that curb. You better take that ramp, so help me. There we go, buddy. Good job. Good job.
Kind of an inversion of what we saw last game. This time, blue
look at this hero.
Down.
Now, in the cockpit of the hero, you can see how insane this shot is that they're making. You could barely see the base from there. Foshan University, if they land a single one of these projectiles, this game will be all but tied.
They just need one. They just need one.
I mean, if GIRT lands this dart.
They just need two?
Oh, the dart's close.
The dart is so close, but not quite enough. We're still taking shots. The hero on Foshan University side has 14 more projectiles to go. Surely it hits one more.
Yeah, but Team GIRT's got 3 projectiles. Oh my goodness, he hits 2, but they count as standard projectiles. But GIRT is able to land there. Their hero, bring it down to 41.99.
Foshan University's hero also gets knocked down. Red Standard 4 sneaks in behind it, and no one is there to support him. Blue Standard 3 off in no man's land, deciding to take engagement with the entire rest of Red Team. Where are you, my guy? What are you doing? Go home! You have no support! Yeah, okay, he realizes, he runs away immediately. He realizes that's not his fight to take.
Minimum 45 is still anybody's game, with both heroes involved this time. But Team GIRT back in their well-known position, starting to chew through the base of Foshan. Now 31.99. It's not really anybody's game anymore. Now GIRT's to lose with 90 seconds left on the clock.
Team GIRT's hero is just so powerful.
One more projectile.
If they're able to hit every projectile, it's doing
oh my goodness.
To the base. 300 with each hit thanks to that double, that 2 times damage.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really sure what Foshan University could do here. The drone needs to be aiming at the base, in my opinion. That hero is just so well guarded in that position. They need to have a little bit better driver heads up. They should be using their standards to pressure that hero out of that spot. It's a difficult spot to defend with the drone, given the wall that he's hiding behind.
Yeah. I think Foshan also thinks that it's a lost cause at this point. They kind of just let the whole entirety of the red team take center. Blue hero 1 is out. Blue standard 4 is out. All that's left, the only fire that they have is Blue Standard 3, and as we've seen from before, he's not exactly the best at strategy call. He's slowly trying to sneak up behind the Red Standard 4. He's looking at him slowly traveling. He's like, well,
the sentry takes out another sentry in the very back of the court.
Blue Standard 3 maneuvering so carefully, so quietly, sneaking through, trying to get some shots. The entire team immediately sees him. Coalesces onto his location. He is not going to live that. 10 seconds on the clock, still taking more shots and landing those shots. The base is open. Doesn't even matter with 3 seconds on the clock. The game is over.
Is the base open now at a certain health level?
It might be at a certain health level. I thought it was after you knock out the sentry, but the sentry has also changed.
Yeah, it used to be after the sentry was taken out, but it definitely, I think this time happened well after the sentry was taken down.
I will grab a quick rules check on that because I do have the internet at my disposal.
Hey, let's go Team GIRT. They were able to pull it off in a nice, I mean, that was a good reverse sweep. They did a great job, Foshan University taking round 1, but GIRT able to take round 2 and round 3. Very impressive.
I mean, you know, that's why they keep making Go-Gurts, and no one's heard of a Foshan yogurt.
That's true. You know, they might sell yogurt at Foshan, though.
I would assume they do. I would assume that the university has some level of yogurt.
Check out the stats for a second. 49 hero projectiles again from Team GIRT. Foshan trying to adapt a bit here with their hero back on the field. 31 hero projectiles. 6 kills going to GIRT. 4 for Foshan. 7,200 damage for the team of GIRT. 4,000 damage dealt by the team of Foshan from Foshan University. A couple of the highlights. I mean, just the hero and the drone. I mean, really was the story of the whole game, right? You had the hero from Team GIRT and the drone from Foshan University. locked in a battle. You see the drone taking out the hero and the drone taking out the opposing team's outpost. But ultimately, I mean, these sniper shots from the hero, 300 damage apiece with the 1.5x multiplier, just melting the base of Foshan University. 46.9%, doubling their accuracy percentage from round 2 to round 3. A fabulous performance from this team. I mean, the drivers did a great job. And then, of course, you know, gotta call out the mechanical just brilliance that goes into building something that can have 47% accuracy from half of a basketball court away by launching golf balls. I mean, that's when everything's moving and you're getting launched, you know, you're getting hit by paintballs and you're doing it first person view with an FPV camera. And it's just wild.
GIRT's hero, absolutely the MVP there. I think possibly one of the most impressive heroes we've seen in a long time, especially in this new format and this new version of RMUC. But so I've checked the rules, Preston. The base does drop the armor panels once it's at 2,000 health or below.
Wow, that's going to be a huge game changer.
Huge for RMUC. Game changer.
So now you have you're pretty much forced to use some sort of method on the top armor panels. That can be long range hero shots like we saw today. That can be darts. We saw lots of teams try the darts today, but none successfully. The standard, in my opinion, is not a valid way to get the base that low, particularly from the top armor panels. There's not a bridge anymore right in front of the base where you can just sit and kind of rain down from above. So it's going to be interesting to see what those top teams do. I know last year we saw teams hitting 3 out of 4 darts, which would absolutely take care of that damage threshold for you. But something to keep an eye out as we continue through. Shaur, I'm probably going to have to call out after one round tonight.
That's fine with me.
As we get close to 10 o'clock here in Texas.
It is quite late out the gate, and this was a first-time stream for us. So, you know, we're just kind of...
We'll be back. We'll be back for much sure. RMUC to work through.
There's a ton going on. We have more competitions also coming out next week. This is going to be going for the rest of the month, right, Preston? So we can just start streaming it regularly.
We can do it whenever. We can do it on weekends. We could get a couple in the weeknights when we fill up for it.
That is the beauty of being in charge of this stream and not having to create a whole content thing, at everyone in the server, bother everyone's days. You can come here and we'll take care of you.
Yeah, make sure you hit follow though, because that being said, we're not going to have a super concise schedule for right now. We're just going to kind of do it as we are available. So it's free. Hit the follow button. Make sure that you get notifications. We have a YouTube. We have a Twitch. Do all the things.
Yep. We'll be hitting that YouTube up as well soon. We'll be getting dual streaming on both of them, so you'll be able to follow on both, subscribe on both, chat in both. It'll be great. But yeah, thanks everyone for joining us. Have a good rest of your evenings or mornings, wherever you are. And we will catch you next time. Bye, everybody.